up, guys? Hold on a second. I don't know why, but sometimes Facebook... Oh, we good? Sometimes Facebook makes you rotate your phone. Sometimes it's got to be vertical, and sometimes it's got to be horizontal. And I don't know why. So I had it sideways, right? So it would be like horizontal, and it's like, you must rotate your phone. Oh, all right, whatever. So, and sometimes when I have it this way, it makes me turn it this way. So I don't know. Anyway, got the mic. All right, what time we got? 8:02. Whoa, I'm late. That's all right. I'm the host. I can be late. So I do, now that I just technically started this, I do want to give it, they always say, wait 2 minutes, let some people join. Not everybody's prompt. Obviously, I was late. So let's talk for a minute. Why don't we find this out? Number one, am I coming through okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Let's do a sound check. Are we good? Can I get a thumbs up? A heart? Let's see. Are we doing good on the sound? Hopefully you can hear me. Hope so. Good? Cool. Who's that? Steve. Thanks, Steve. Awesome. Thank you, guys. So what can I ask you? Where are you guys from? Let me ask you that. Why don't you guys tell me where you're from? I'm sitting here in Pennsylvania, about 5 minutes from the border of New Jersey. Where are you guys from? That'd be interesting to know. Tom Pennington, what's up? Jennifer, Steve, Clara, what's up, guys? Alaria, you're downstairs. So, all right. Let's see. Am I reading comments here? Comments coming through. Ashley, yo, what's up? Mike, hey, Maria. All right, cool. Wow, comments coming in quick. Loud and clear. Cool. I think there's a delay, too. All right, so what can I tell you? I'm here tonight. Let me start off. I have some notes, okay? Not that many, but I have talking points because I really want to make this impactful for you guys, okay? You're taking your time on a Wednesday night. You could be watching Netflix or chilling on the couch with a glass of wine, and maybe you are on the couch with a glass of wine, and that's cool, too. But you're tuning in to watch me, and you're tuning in to learn something, so I want to make sure that I deliver for you. I want to make sure that I give you something of value, okay? That's why you're here. So I want to start off, for some of you who maybe don't know who I am, my name is Brian Mara, and I am a Diamond Ambassador with NUL Life. My background is in real estate agent, investor, educator, coach, former guru, if you will. Created a course on how to flip short sales. One of the worst things to do in real estate is a short sale. And if any of you have a real estate background, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's nothing short about a short sale, but I somehow gravitated towards that. Became very good at it, first as an agent, then as an investor, and then I created a course. And next thing you know, I was speaking on stages all around the country, teaching this method, and launched a coaching and mentoring program, teaching people how to successfully invest in real estate. And that was kind of my lot in life. I did the real estate thing for many, many years. And I've never been interested in network marketing. I've never been interested in multi-level marketing. I just would always tell my friends, good luck with your pyramid, but that's just not for me. I'm a professional. You know what I mean? And here I am today. So go figure, right? But, what I think is really interesting is I think I bring a different perspective to this business, to building a business like this, because I've never done it before, okay? This is not something that I have 5 or 10 or 20, 30 years experience with. I'm very grateful and respectful to the people who have made this their career, because I learn a lot from them. I learn a lot from the people who, this is what they've been doing. But I think, once again, I have a unique perspective because this is not something I've ever done before. So being 21 months into this, having achieved the highest level in the company, which I'm very proud and blessed to tell you that I've done, I want to share some things with you guys. I want to share what I think is, what I know is going to work for you, okay? I was trying to come up with a topic, something to teach you, and I was realizing, well, I can talk about marketing, right? I can talk about team building. I could talk about Facebook, right? Social media. And there's so many topics. There's so many things. And they didn't tell me what to talk about. So Danielle reaches out to me and she's like, would you be willing to train one Wednesday night about what to do during a 90-day run? And I said, sure. I said, what do you want me to teach on? She said, well, you pick. Okay. All right. Well, I can do that. And so I think for me, the most challenging thing was to decide on what exactly to talk to you guys about here tonight. But I think that's the key. The key is what I just said. It's talking, okay? So I don't know how many of you are going to be watching live, and I don't know how many of you are going to be catching this on the replay, but I'm talking to you, okay? I'm not pretending that there's hundreds or thousands of people watching this. And I know there's a lot of people in this group, but I'm looking in this camera, I'm looking in your eyes, and I'm talking to you, okay? I want to make this more of a conversation. So if you were in my business and we sat down over a cup of coffee and said, Brian, I want to do this 90-day run, this 90-day blitz, but I don't know what to do. Can you give me some tips? Well, I came up with 5 things, okay? And I want to share these 5 things with you that I firmly believe, guys, that if you do them, if you really take these things to heart, I know it's going to help you. It's going to change your business, okay? So you can take notes if you choose to, but if you're not able to, because you have a glass of wine in your hand and your hand in a bowl of popcorn, that's okay too. I will post my notes, my bullet points below here, so you can always catch that later, okay? The most important thing, I think, is just to listen, because I really firmly believe that what these 5 points that I'm going to share with you is all that you need, not only to succeed and do fantastic things during this 90-day run, this 90-day blitz, but also to take this business to wherever you want to take it, which I believe that's Diamond Ambassador. I was never much one for titles and all this stuff. And when I first got started, they were telling me like, well, you want to be a promoter, and then there's this coach and life coach and all this stuff. And I told Frank, I was like, Frank, I don't care about all that, man. Call me whatever you want. Call me Mickey Mouse. Just show me what to do. What's the highest level, because I want to get to the top, right? But now I understand that it's different ways to track volume. I know it might have sounded arrogant. I didn't mean it that way, but I'm a bottom line kind of guy. I just want to cut through all the BS, tell me what I got to do, and let's go for it. So that's the delivery you're going to get here tonight, and I hope you can appreciate that, okay? So 5 points. Let's talk about this. Number 1, you want to plan long-term, okay? You want to work in bursts. For me, and the best analogy that I can give you guys is that, I wanted to get in the greatest shape of my life for my wedding. I just got married over in Italy on July 20th, and I had 90 days to transform my body. Now, I wasn't going on some magazine cover. It wasn't like, some paparazzi's going to follow me around. Nobody, Diamond Ambassador from New York Life. Nobody cares, right? Nobody knows what that is. Nobody even knows what that is in America, let's be honest. But the point is, I want it for myself. I wanted to look my best on the most special day of my life. So what I found with myself and a lot of people is that if you and you should set long-term goals, please don't misunderstand me. You want to have your 1-year goals, your 2-year goals, your 5-year goals, your 10-year goals, right? Your lifetime goals, what you want to achieve, who you want to become. But if you can learn how to break those up into little bite-sized chunks, that old saying, how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. Well, so you can break up your business in 90-day chunks. That's why I thought it was so brilliant, and apparently it's a thing that people do in network marketing, these 90-day runs, 90-day blitzes. I think it's a brilliant thing to do because the human brain, we're able to focus 90 days out. Like today, it's September 25th. Well, in 90 days, give or take, it's going to be Christmas, right? So you think, I got 90 days, it's a 90, right? I think it's just a mental thing. But that being said, the short-term goals, why is that so powerful? Because I believe it's the power of consistency. See, when I first got diagnosed with cancer, and I was a young man, I was 18 years old, I'll never forget my Uncle John told me something. It was very impactful for me. He didn't know it was going to happen, stage 4 cancer, any more than I did. Now, some people could consider that a death sentence, but he was the eternal optimist and believed in giving me hope. And what he said to me is, he said, Brian, look, I don't know what you're going to need to go through. You're going to need to go through some horrible things, this next year. You're going to go through surgeries. You're probably going to go through chemotherapy. Probably going to go through radiation. You're going to be sick. You're probably going to go bald from chemo. But a year from now, you're going to look back, and this is going to be a memory. And he said, remember one thing, you can do anything for a year. If you had to, you could stand on your head for a year. So break that up into this business. You could do anything for 90 days. You can learn to be consistent for 90 days. Because guys, the magic in being consistent, it really applies to anything in life. If you eat clean and you eat right for 90 days and you go and you work out, your body's going to look pretty different in 90 days. Consequently, in this business, if you can somehow force yourself to do daily action habits and be consistent for 90 days, you're going to see remarkable changes in your business. Now, are you going to be at the rank or the level you want to be? Let's be real. Probably not. Because what happens, and I'm learning this, is that volume follows activity by 90 days. So if you start today, your volume will increase over these 90 days. But what's going to happen is incrementally, it's going to continue to increase because that's the nature of an exponential growth business, with people bringing in people, because that's how volume works. So it's really kind of cool if you think about it. But if you really focus on just what do you want to accomplish in 90 days, and I know it may seem a little basic, but do you want to be at a certain rank? Do you want to have a certain number of people in your organization? I don't know what those goals are for you, but you need to decide what they are and write them down. Number one thing, write them down. So again, plan long-term, but you're going to work in a short-term burst, okay? Very important. Point number 2, you want to learn about time blocking. Guys, you need to treat this with a certain level of commitment. If you want to get extraordinary results, you have to put in extraordinary effort. Now, I understand most of you watching this, you have a job, you have a business, maybe you have 2 businesses, maybe you have a job and a side business aside from NUL Life. So what you need to become very good at, very diligent at, is blocking off time that you're committed to focus on building this business, okay? And you need to protect that time. You know, if again, I always relate it back to working out. If you're going to commit to going to the gym or working out or going for a walk every day or doing something like that, even if it's only 30 minutes a day, but if you do it every day for 30 minutes, compounding results, over 90 days, you're going to have results. Now, what do we mean specifically in this business? The 2 things, when I say IPAs, by the way, blocking off time blocking, they're income producing activities. You know, I wrote something down here. You don't want to fake yourself out. Spending time on Facebook, watching this live, this training, scrolling through the feed, liking other people's comments, engaging with people, doing your attraction marketing posts, all things that you need to do. I hate to tell you something, they're not IPAs. They're not income producing activities. There is only one thing and one thing alone that is an income producing activity in this business, and that is talking to another human being. Okay? Now, yes, there's a process. You want to engage them, you want to reconnect with people, you want to share some information like a 3-minute video, a video from your app, you want to follow up and collect a decision. But that interaction, and it starts with reaching out to them. Yes, it starts with getting them on the phone, sending them some information, following up, possibly getting them on a 3-way call with your upline. The engagement, the talking, the communication with a prospect, with a new person that you want to bring into the fold, into your business, is really the only income producing activity that matters. Now, all these other things are necessary. You want to stay plugged in. You want to go on the Monday night calls. You want to go on the Saturday calls with Chris Cavadon. You want to keep your finger on the pulse, of course. You want to educate yourself. You want to listen to the doctor's calls. You want to do all these great things. But at the end of the day, if you really want to get down to it, you have to track your IPAs, which is talking to people. And a lot of times, myself included, you fake yourself out because you're so busy. You're like, I went on this webinar and I learned and I wrote down so many great notes and I was on Facebook and I was liking everybody's comments and I'm engaging with people and yeah, but how much time did you spend? If you had a stopwatch, okay, and you started it and stopped it when you were communicating with people about growing your NUL Life business, how much actual time are you spending on a daily basis doing that income producing activity? Is it an hour? Is it 30 minutes? Is it even 3 minutes? Stop, and I'm not being a jerk. Stop and think about that, guys, because that is what's called your pay time. And if you block it off, let's say you have a job and you can only say, Brian, I can only put in 30 minutes a day. Fine. And in fact, I can't even do 30 minutes at once. Great. Well, then you're going to do 15 minutes here, maybe on your lunch break at work, and you're going to do 15 minutes after work. Or I got an hour. Great. Take 30 minutes on your lunch break. Take 30 minutes in the evening. Reach out to people. Send the text. Send the Facebook message. Use the app. Get them on the phone. Reconnect and start your process. But that time right there, that's what I mean by blocking off time and time chunking and literally focusing on your IPAs. Because if you focus on that, getting back to point number 1, if you build a consistency with that, your business is going to skyrocket. Now, no, it won't be through the roof in a week or in a month or even in 90 days. But imagine 90 days from now, the results you would get. And if you continued those same work ethic, the same habits that you're forming, the compounding results of where you would be 6 months from now, 9 months from now, a year from now. You know, I love the 90-day run concept, but I tell people all the time, this is a plan. This is a 2 to 5 year plan. And I've heard that phrase so many times, and I think it's brilliant. Think about building a side business that can create a 6-figure income for you, a 7-figure income for you, part-time. And it's only going to take you 2 to 5 years. That's really not a bad deal. That's pretty cool, man. What else do you have in your life that putting in part-time effort over the next 2 to 5 years could completely change your life, okay? It could replace your full-time income and let you be a free human being. It could pay off all your debts that you can't seem to pay, the student loans, the credit cards. It could prepare for that child getting ready to go to college. It could prepare for your parents getting ready to need care as they're getting older. It could move you into a better, safer neighborhood with your kids, drive a nicer, safer car. I mean, your whole world changes with something called money. And it sucks, but it's the reality that we live in. And here you have an opportunity. You have a business where the sky's the limit. And no, that's not some corny cliche. That is the ability here, guys. You are in a startup. You are in a business that is not even 2 years old and is taking the country by storm. We are about to go global. We're about to go all around the world. And the question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to sit there and watch and wait? This could be one of the biggest, best things of your life. And at the same time, this could be one of the biggest regrets of your life. Guys, you can have the opportunity of a lifetime, but if you don't take advantage of it in the lifetime of the opportunity, it means nothing. Nothing. And if nothing else, if you turn me off and you don't watch another thing I say, please understand the unique timing of what we have. Because if you understood that and you firmly believe that, you would be working a lot harder than you do. You would be talking to a lot more people. You would be removing the emotion from the outcome. You can only control your activity. And what I tell people all the time is that, listen, the only thing you can control is your activity. How many people are you talking to? How many people are you trying to affect and change their life? Because what they say, whether they get in or not, is outside of your control, guys. And when you can remove the emotion from their decision and just know that you're putting in the work, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the work, knowing that when you sow those seeds, eventually your harvest will come up. Well, then you're not going to be as concerned about that one guy that you want to get in the business, that one girl that, oh, if she would only get in. Forget the one guy, the one girl. There's 330 million Americans and we're about to launch globally. Do you understand that? Some of you are putting so much stress on yourselves and you're driving yourself crazy because you're not putting in the time you want. You're not working as hard. You're not where you want to be. And you are your own worst enemy. And when you can learn how to get out of your way, have a long-term vision for where you can be 2 and 5 years from now, and realize that what you need to do on a daily basis is like this. Little activities, reaching out to some people, reach out to 10 people a day. If that's too much of a commitment for you right now, and you're not doing anything, and we can be honest, I would be proud of you if you just committed and reached out to one person a day. Can you go through your phone, the contacts in your phone, and I know there's hundreds of people in there, if not thousands. Can you go through the people you're connected to on Facebook, reach out, start reconnecting with one person a day? Because you know what? A low productivity day is better than a zero productivity day, right? Ray Higdon says that. So at the end of the day, you start where you're at. You just start taking action. You could always increase it. You can get to 2 a day, 5 a day, 10 a day. But don't sit there and beat yourself up saying, oh, I should be reaching out like Danielle Rich teaches, 8421. Oh, I didn't do my 8 today. I didn't do my 8 today. And you're killing yourself. And there's this self-perpetuating cycle of feeling frustrated. Frustration is a horrible feeling. But the worst part about it is it's all self-imposed because you're creating it yourself. So take a step back, realize this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Our little sprint is for 90 days for you to really work hard and see what you can accomplish, reassess your business, and start over again. This business is a series of 90-day sprints, but if you are beating yourself up so bad that you're not where you want to be, you're not putting in the action, you're going to quit, guys. You're going to get frustrated, and you're going to go to bed feeling unhappy. Realize that little wins, right? Little tiny wins every day is what changes everything. Hey, I reached out to somebody today. I made a new friend on Facebook. Congratulations. Do it again tomorrow. And it compounds upon itself, okay? So, that was a little bit more of a tangent than I thought, but I see, I'm not a scripted guy. I have bullet points. I don't follow them very well, but I got to tell you about the 5 things, okay? So that was number 2. The next thing I wrote down is don't let the distractions distract you. You know, life is going to happen regardless. Be careful with Facebook. This is a big one for me. I realized that I spent so much time, you know, once you start engaging people, once you're meeting all these other people on Facebook, your friends in your life, you're liking, you're commenting, you're acting, you're building this community, you feel like you have all these friends, and you do, and we're all going towards that common goal. But I found I was spending so much time scrolling the feed, checking my notifications, have to like it, have to comment, have to love it, have to ha ha ha. And before you know it, if you held that same figurative stopwatch I was talking about, how much time are you spending needlessly on Facebook scrolling and liking, commenting, sharing? What I've decided to do is time chunk that. I check Facebook in the morning. I clear out all my notifications, the people I have to like, love, comment, blah, 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 share. I do that in the morning. I do it again in the evening when I'm laying on the couch and my day is done. If I hop on Facebook throughout the day and I want to post something comes to mind, I'll put it out there and I hop right off, okay? Guys, this was a big one for me. I was wasting so much time on this thing right here that we're on, Facebook. It could be a beautiful thing, but it could also be very destructive if you let it take over your life. That's what good old Zuck wants, man. He wants you not to be able to turn off your notifications for every time someone likes, comments, reacts, because it forces you to read it. And the whole dopamine hit that you get when you see that little red number in the corner of your phone, you have to check it. It's like it's a drug. It's pulling you. That is not coincidence, okay? There's a lot of psychological science behind why they do what they do. Don't fall for the trap, okay? I'm just suggesting one of the greatest books I ever read, sitting right over there on my shelf by Timothy Ferriss, is called The 4-Hour Work Week. And he talked about this concept with checking email. He would check it in the morning and he would check it in the late afternoon. Other than that, he wasn't checking email because that kind of like a dog on a chain, it just ding, ding, ding. And you're constantly in our society, our focus is being broken with distractions. And the number one distraction is the phone that you're probably watching me on, okay? So for what it's worth, try not to let that happen, okay? You'll be more productive. Point number 3. This is a good one. Would you follow you? Now stop and think about that for a minute. You're in a business now, whether you like it or not, of building teams of people. You're asking people to follow you on a journey, okay? Imagine it was some nuclear holocaust, old apocalyptic, crazy, the whole world's, and you know, Mad Max type stuff. Remember that? Or did I just date myself? Remember Mad Max, Mel Gibson? Anyway, and you want to lead people, right? Would they follow you? You know, what you're asking people to do in this business, you're asking them to follow you on a journey to get them something specifically financial, you know, to get to a better financial place. But would you follow you? Now, I know that's a weird question, but you have to ask yourself, you know, do you believe in the products? Let's talk about the gel. The keto is awesome. There's new products coming out, but our flagship product is the gel. Do you really believe in it? Some of you may be brand new. And what I'm going to share with you, some of you may have been around for a while. Do you honestly believe? Are you actually taking the product? Because I know some of you aren't. I know some of you maybe pretend you are, but you're not really taking the gel. Maybe you weren't getting any results. You didn't give it enough time. Maybe you didn't think you could afford it. But guys, if you're not a product of the product, if people can't look you in the eyes and know that you have the confidence in what you're marketing, subconsciously something's not going to click. Subconsciously, they're not going to follow you. Now look, I'm not asking you to raise your hand or comment. If you're not on the product, get back on it. If you were on it and got off, get back on it. You have to believe deep in your guts that this product works. And you know what? If you don't believe that and you haven't seen that yet for yourself, maybe you are brand new, look at the testimonial pages. Look at the men's testimonies, the women's testimonies. Look at the life-changing things this product is doing for the veterans and the things it's helping with the PTSD with people and the depression, the anxiety, and the physical things that are helping. You know, like me, my knee, my mom, she got that DEXA scan, you know, dealing with osteoporosis. It's reversing. Her bones are thickening. Like crazy stuff. We're not just talking about, oh, I slept better last night. No, like life-changing stuff, man. But this is people that have been on it 5 months, 8 months, a year and a half. And the longer New Life is around, the more people get the results and the longer they're on the product, the more amazing the stories are going to be. So ask yourself, do you believe? Are you using your product? Are you a walking billboard? Guys, you know, maybe you don't have all these wonderful, horrible ailments like knees and all this other stuff. But whatever you can claim when you're talking to somebody, I guarantee you, they're going to ask you, well, how long have you been on the job? What has it done for you? You got to be able to answer them honestly, guys. And if you're brand new, tell them, hey, I just started it. I didn't really get any results yet. I love how Troy Landwehr puts that out there. He didn't feel any results for 8 weeks, but he stuck with it and he was honest, saying, hey, you know what? I really don't feel anything yet, but I'm really excited about what I'm going to feel. Let me show you what these other people have gotten. So being honest, being authentic, okay? Very important. You know, another thing I put down is about would you follow you? Are you plugged in? Are you going on the Monday night calls? Are you going on the Chris Cavanaugh calls, the Morning Cup of Joe O? That is my upline. You know, it's amazing to me that when people will start a new business or they'll start a new job, they'll go through these orientation programs. They'll go through 2-week training courses, 2-month trainings, right? Apprenticeships, all these other things. And we tell people to be completely plugged in. There's a 30-minute call Monday night. There's a 30-minute call Saturdays. My upline, Joe O, does a 15-minute call. So now we're at 1 hour and 15 minutes. We do a Facebook Live in my team, you know, twice a week. So we're talking about 2 hours, not a day, a week. 2 hours a week, you're completely plugged in. But are you plugged in? And I get it. Sometimes the timing doesn't work. We're all in different time zones. But if you're not catching it live, are you catching the replay? Where is your desire at? Where is your level of commitment? Do you want to stay plugged in? Do you want to have your finger on the pulse? Because know that if you do, you're only talking about a commitment of 2 hours a week. Some of you commute to your job more than that per day. to a place that you don't want to go, working around people you don't want to be around, working for a boss you probably don't want to work for, creating a paycheck, which is giving you a lifestyle that obviously you want more, but you do it every day. And here we say, give us 2 hours a week. Give us 2 hours a week to be plugged in. And you're not even willing to do that. Well, today's a new day. You watching this tonight, you watching this on the replay, I'm asking you to recommit. Get plugged in. Stay plugged in. Because if you're plugged in, your people, your team, they are going to be plugged in because they're going to do what you do. They're not going to do what you say. You can tell them, oh, plug in. They ask you about what happened on that call last night and you don't know because you weren't on it. You see, guys, it's about being authentic. It's about being a genuine person. And once again, would you follow you? Okay? Hard question, but it's not. Because if the answer right now is no, you can change that instantly and be the person that you would follow in this business. Okay? So, I put down, two other things I think are really important. Would you follow you? It's not just your knowledge about being plugged into the business. It's not just knowing as much as you can know about maybe the product or all these other things. It's about who you are as a person. Are you a positive person? Are you giving off the right energy? Are you a charismatic person with a magnetic personality? Well, bro, how do I get that? What causes that? What causes that is you doing self-development. Are you putting positive in so that you can give positive out? I start my day every day. I go down at 5 a.m., I get my coffee, and I turn on YouTube. And I listen to people like Les Brown. I listen to people like Tony Robbins, like Jim Rohn, like, my God, so many others, Eric Thomas, right? And I just listen to these people, and I let it play for the first 30 minutes of my day. I'm putting positive into my brain. Les Brown says that for the first the first 20 minutes you think that you're awake, your brain is operating at 10.2 wave cycles per second, where you are most receptive that whatever's going in is being delivered to your subconscious because you're not really in that fully conscious state yet, especially me before I had my coffee, okay, or 2 coffees. The point is, what if you woke up and you started listening to positive things like that, things that are building you up, making you positive? Because if you're waking up checking email, if you're waking up scrolling through Facebook and seeing what you missed when you were sleeping, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong, guys. Take the first 30 minutes of your day and protect it. Now, for me, the next portion of my day before I go out and exercise, I spend time with God. I spend time in prayer, praying for guidance, praying for strength, praying for protection for my family. If you're not of faith, well, then you do something else. You meditate or whatever. But the point is, I take care of my mental health, I take care of my spiritual health, and then I go hit the gym and I take care of my physical health. A little book I read a while ago called The Miracle Morning. That's why I get up at 5 a.m. before everybody else is awake, because it's my private time. But it helps me to be a better person, because the better person I am, the better father I can be, the better husband I can be, the better sponsor I can be in this business, the better leader I can be, because I'm constantly working on becoming a better human being. And the more you do that, the more people are going to want to be around you. They're going to want to follow you. Because why? Because when you're in their presence, or when they are in your presence, should I say, you make them feel better. One of my mentors, one of my first mentors from many, many years ago said something to me. He said, Brian, your goal is that when people leave your presence, and I don't care if it's physically in person or on the phone, you want them to leave that interaction feeling better than when they entered your presence. Uplift them, compliment them, make them feel good, speak words of life into them. And that's what I strive to do with every interaction that I have. So once you learn how to do these things, once you better yourself as a person, read the positive motivational books, take these habits that 99% of people don't do, you'll be amazed that people start wanting to be around you. People are just, there's a spring in your step, there's a sparkle in your eye. Well, what is it? What is it about you? You worked on you. You changed everything inside of you, and people can sense that, because in today's world, in today's society, people are so negative. Very few people work on themselves, and the ones that do, they shine, man. They stand out, and people will be drawn to you like a magnet. They could see it. They could feel it. It's a weird thing, but it works, okay? Number 4, you don't have to do this business, okay? You don't have to do this business. So why are you? Why are you watching this live on a Wednesday night? Why are you watching this on a replay? Do you even know why? I mean, are you just kind of going with the flow and you got involved and, you just kind of, why? Until you crystallize what your why is. Call it whatever you want. The definite major purpose, your vision, your why. Why are you doing this? Is it just to make $150 a month and get your gel for free? Fine. Is it to make a couple $100 a week, right? To help take some stress off, maybe have a little bit more play money, go to dinner with your wife, your significant other, you know, is it to make a couple thousand a month, few thousand a month, pay off some credit card debt? Whatever it is. Or is it to make a 7-figure income and you know, go travel around some yacht, right? I don't care what it is, guys. Regardless of how small or how big it is, whatever that thing is for you, you have to know. You have to crystallize it. You have to learn how to use things like affirmations. Oh, that's corny. Yeah, maybe it's corny, but it works. In my calendar, I'll tell you right now, I have a little thing that goes off every morning at 5:15 because I'm awake for 15 minutes. And what it does, if I could show you this, these are affirmations. And I don't know if you could see that, but they're my list of affirmations. And every morning, 7 days a week, I get a notification that goes off. And I read them, and I read them out loud. But I don't just read them. I close my eyes, and I visualize myself there, okay? What am I saying? I am a great father. I am a great husband. I am happy. I am joyful. I am always smiling. I am 100% healthy. Every organ, every tissue, and every cell of my body is functioning perfectly in the name of Jesus. That's an important one for me being a cancer survivor because I'm speaking life into my cells. I'm speaking my faith. I'm speaking who I want to be. And I don't always feel like that. I don't always feel like the greatest father. I don't always feel like the greatest husband. I don't always feel happy and joyful and smiling. But you know what? I'm changing my brain. I'm changing the chemistry in the early morning hours of who I am. They're called affirmations. Some of you may say that sounds silly. That sounds stupid. Well, maybe it does. But I can tell you it's effective. It may be weird, but it works, okay? And the visualization, the closing your eyes. You know, some of the greatest athletes, I've read so many stories, when they would visualize that perfect shot, they would visualize that perfect swim, they would visualize throwing the ball, whatever the case may be. But they would close their eyes and hours and they would visualize, just playing that in the movie of their mind, playing who they want to be, performing the way they want to perform, so that when the actual game day or the competition actually happened, it was second nature because your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is fake. Because if they're impressions that you're putting in your brain, guys, your subconscious, like that iceberg below the water, which is the bulk of your whole existence, doesn't know the difference. And the more emotion, the more color, the more passion you can put into that person that you want to be when you close your eyes and visualize, your subconscious doesn't know that that's not really you. And you will start to take the steps what are necessary to actually become that person. It's magic. It's like crazy, but it works. And nobody does it. Nobody does it. Read a book. Read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. These things, what did he write that book in the 1930s, almost 100 years ago? There's a reason that's a classic book. And if you've never read it, I would highly recommend it. But you want a more current book? Let me give you a book recommendation while we're at it. Go get Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Get the Audible version. I don't have Audible. Well, then get an account because you know what's cool? Your first book is free. And if you cancel within a month or whatever, you don't have to pay. But what's cool, what's amazing is that it's like a podcast. It's a book, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It will change your life, okay? You want a recommendation? Start with that one. So I'll give you 3 books. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. The Miracle Morning by Hal. I don't know where the book's at. I forget his name. Hal something. And then the next one would be Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So there's 3 excellent books on this topic of what we're talking about, okay? Next, and number 5, we talked about this, you need to create a sense of urgency. And I kind of covered this in point number 1, but I want to really repeat and kind of close on this. It's easy to fake yourself out. You could say, well, this is a 2 to 5 year plan. True. And, I'm measuring long term. True. But if you're going to measure your business in 90-day spurts, if you're willing to get committed, if you're willing to be consistent, everything that we've talked about here tonight. Guys, notice I didn't talk to you tonight about this is the script you want to use and this is the kind of post you want to put on Facebook. Because we've had other trainers and we will have other people on here telling you all that stuff. The things that I chose to talk to you about, in my opinion, are the most important things. Because if you don't get this right, you will never, ever achieve what you want. Not only in your life, in your life, your relationships, every aspect of your life. Do you understand that every single thing in your life, the quality of your relationships, whether they're good or bad, the quality of your finances, the amount of money in your bank account, the car you drive, the home you live in, your level of happiness, your physical appearance, and the way you look when you look in the mirror, when you're naked and all alone, everything is your fault. You created it. You're the potter. You created all of it. Now, what's the good news? Okay, if it's not where you want it to be, you can change it. You can change all of it. Once you decide that you've had enough and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you don't want to look in the mirror and see that fat man, that fat woman. Oh, that was me. You don't want to be tired and sluggish. You want to have energy. You want to be vibrant. You don't want to struggle over bills and have your checking account go overdrawn and see all those fees add up. Ask me how I know. You want a different quality of life. Guys, everything starts with you. And if you just understand everything I'm saying to you tonight, I promise you, I swear to you, I can't give you any guarantees. You're going to go down. No. You will change as a human being. And this business is one vehicle. I am not New Life. I am not the gel man. I am Brian Mara. I am a father. I am an entrepreneur. This is only one of my income streams. I have numerous income streams because I was told a long time ago that the average millionaire in this country has 7 streams of income. I don't want to rely on just one thing. You think this is the only thing I do? Oh, no. It's an awesome thing and I love it, but it's only one. It happens to be one of 7. I intentionally created 7 streams of income to follow millionaires because they had 7, I got to get 7. And now I have 7. Okay? So I want to close with one thing. Okay? I don't want to keep this too long. You need to remember that you can do this. You have to trust the process. Okay, guys? You have to trust the process. Doing these things will create results. Okay? I don't know what your faith is, but I always like to say you got to trust God. You need to work like it depends on you, and you need to pray like it depends on God. My prayer, listen, I'm not here. This is a judgment-free zone. I don't care what you believe, what you don't believe, but I'm a Christian man, and one of my prayers in the morning when I'm praying to God is, Lord, you bring the right people into my life. Bring people